Political scandals and drought, a look at 2016's top stories. Montgomery, Ala. It was a year of political upheaval in all three branches of Alabama's government. Robert Bentley was engulfed in a scandal over his relationship with a top aide, and two other top Republicans, House Speaker Mike Hubbard and Chief Justice Roy Moore, were removed from their duties. The year also brought record drought, more troubles for the state's crowded prison system and the choice of U.S. Sen. Jeff Sessions to be President-elect Donald Trump's Attorney General. The Associated Press looks back at the year's biggest stories. Bentley scandal. The governor spent much of the year engulfed in scandal after being accused of having an affair with a top staffer before his divorce. Recordings quickly surfaced of Bentley's side of a telephone conversations making romantic and sexual remarks to a woman with the same name. Bentley held an awkward press conference, admitting to inappropriate behavior but denying a sexual affair. The revelation was a blow to the Baptist deacon, whose reputation for honesty had been his chief piece of political capital. 23 lawmakers signed impeachment articles against Bentley. The legislative investigation was placed on hold last month at the request of Attorney General Luther Strange, who said his office was pursuing related work. Hubbard convicted. House Speaker Mike Hubbard was removed from office in June after being convicted of ethical violations. A jury found Hubbard improperly used his speakership to solicit business clients, investments, and financial favors from lobbyists and company executives. It was a tremendous fall for the Republican politician, who in 2010 led the GOP to its first legislative majority since Reconstruction and was expected to be a contender for higher office. A judge sentenced Hubbard to 4 years in prison. He remains free on bond as he appeals his conviction. Chief Justice suspended. Alabama Chief Justice Roy Moore was suspended for the rest of his term by a judicial discipline panel, which ruled that Moore urged 68 probate judges to defy the 2015 U.S. Supreme Court decision saying gays and lesbians have a fundamental right to marry. Moore had told judges in January that a state order remained in effect to refuse marriage licenses to same-sex couples. The same panel removed Moore as Chief Justice in 2003 for defying a court order to remove a Ten Commandments monument from the state judicial building. Sessions named Attorney General. There was one Alabama politician who had a very good year, Sen. Jeff Sessions. President-elect Donald Trump tapped Sessions to be his Attorney General. Sessions was the first U.S. Senator to endorse Donald Trump, lending conservative policy credentials to the billionaire businessman's populist campaign. Confirmation hearings for Sessions will begin next month. Sessions' rise set off a political chain reaction with a number of contenders hoping to take his place in the U.S. Senate. Harper Lee. To Kill a Mockingbird author and literary icon Harper Lee died in February at 89. Lee had stunned the world a year earlier when her publisher announced that a second novel, Go Set a Watchman, would be published. Lee was buried in a quiet service in Monroeville with only a few select friends and family present, a reflection of how the famously private author had lived her life.